Hi guys, welcome back to the channel today. I hope everyone is having an awesome day. It's really cold up here in Canada, wherever you are. I hope you're a little warmer than I am. Let's get right to the video now. So there's big news here. Jeff Bezos, the Amazon owner, he has come out and said that they plan on centralizing computing where everyone has to use it. Nobody's going to need a PC. You can go on with your phone, your tablet, your old laptop or whatever, and play games on the cloud. Now, I get where he is coming from with this, but this is a really dangerous and slippery slope to go down. Microsoft is also pushing this. So we're going to get right into this video with this clip, and I'll see you in a second.
What is it that you're doing at Amazon?
AI.
AI.
Yeah, so I mean, there are a few things, but small thing, but it's 95% AI.
And where do you think...
It's just so, because we are literally working on 1,000 applications internally. So AI, you have to remember, modern AI is a horizontal enabling layer. It can be used to improve everything. It will be in everything. This is most like electricity. I went to a brewery in Luxembourg many years ago now. In fact, this trip was one of the little tiny catalysts for the founding of AWS. And the brewery was 300 years old. This company making beer for 300 years. A lot of the oldest companies in the world are breweries, by the way. I don't know why this is. And they were very proud of their history, and they had a museum. And in that museum was an electric power generator, 100 years old. And because when they wanted to improve the efficiency of their brewery with electricity, there was no power grid, so they had to build their own power station. So they made their own electricity. And at that time, that's what everybody did. If a hotel wanted electricity, they had their own electric generator. And I looked at this and I thought, this is what computation is like today. Everybody has their own data center. And that's not going to last. It makes no sense. You're going to buy compute off the grid. That's AWS. We were doing it internally at Amazon for ourselves, and the APIs were created. That's a very interesting story in its own right. But this is, these kind of horizontal layers, like electricity and compute, and now artificial intelligence, they go everywhere. I guarantee you, there is not a single application that you can think of that is not going to be made better by AI.
Okay, guys, so what Mr. Bezos here is alluding to is that you don't need a console, you don't need a PC, and you don't need any of this hardware. You can simply pay to go on and use cloud gaming services. Now, does this serve a purpose? Sure. But this reminds me of Amazon, Prime TV, Paramount, all of this stuff where you can go on, you can pay a subscription, or I'm sure there would be pay to buy a game online or something where everything is digital. You don't really own it. You're just paying to use it. I really hate this. I am a game collector. Anyone who's followed the channel for a long time, I have a decent retro game collection. I have some modern stuff. I do like having physical media when possible. Now, this is going to be like, how DVDs have gone and Blu-rays and physical media in Walmart's, Best Buys, anything that is new, they're trying to do away with it so that they have control of the product. And this is all that it boils down to, guys. It's about profit and it's about control. Okay, now the problem here, guys, is if everything is digital, you don't own it. We know that already. But the problem I see is, if you buy a game and it's ass, oh well, you're out the money. You can't return it. It's digital and, tough titty, right? So this is what they've been doing for a long time with all forms of media. They've been trying to get rid of physical media, and they slowly started doing it under the guise of convenience. It's cheaper to buy a subscription. It's cheaper to game share and stuff. And in some instances, yes, it is. But if you want to own that media, you're going to be shit out of luck here, guys. And I'm going to tell you, by the next generation of consoles or after, there probably will be no physical media made for these anymore. And you can bookmark this video. I'm telling you right now, this is exactly what's going to happen. And it's perfect for these large corporations, because if you want to play this game, you have to purchase it or subscribe to them. You can't go to a secondary market to get it. You can't go to a game store. You can't go to flea market. You can't go to yard sale. You cannot get this game. And this has always been the way they wanted it to go. Now, Microsoft has launched their own Azure cloud gaming. They've been puttering away with this for a long time. And again, Microsoft, I truly believe, wants to get out of the hardware business. They want to be strictly software based. What does this mean? You know, if you have a phone or a tablet or a laptop, you can play their Azure service cloud gaming, and you can subscribe to their Game Pass and play through that as well. This is what they want, guys. They don't want to be making consoles. That's not where the money is for Sony, for Microsoft. Nintendo, they make some money off their consoles. Microsoft and Sony really don't make money off hardware, guys. They lose money on their console sales just to subsidize the money that they're going to make on software and making companies put games on their platforms and subscriptions. That's how they make their money. So, you know, from a grand business scheme, if Sony, Microsoft can do away with selling hardware and go to cloud-based gaming, I guarantee you this is what they're talking about, and this is what they're going to attempt to do down the road. Will it be something sooner than later? Probably not. They are developing consoles for the next gen. My guess is this is going to be the last generation of consoles that come out. I just have a feeling. Now, what can you expect if you are strictly playing games on the cloud? Well, you're going to pay a subscription. 2, you probably pay something for the game and all the in-game content. That's nothing new. 3, I would suspect that you are going to be watching ads, commercials. It'll be like YouTube. It'll be like anything else now where you have to watch ads during your video game sessions if you are playing on the cloud. To me, this sounds absurd, guys, and it sounds crazy. But I'm telling you, this has just been the evolution of digital things on the cloud. Like, you take Netflix, for example. Now they have tiers. You know, you can buy the top tier without ads. You can buy a lower tier with ads if you want to save money. But they're going to get you either way. You either pay less and face an inconvenience, or you pay more and don't. Now, to me, if I'm playing a video game like, you know, a racing game or a sports game or something that has, you know, real-time action in it, and then an ad cut in, that would be game-breaking for me, and I couldn't stand it. But I have a feeling this is what you're going to face if you want to go with a cheaper option. Again, they don't want you buying hardware. They don't care if you are buying hardware. It's no benefit to them if you are buying hardware. They would just as soon sell you basically digital nothingness, and you pay them every month for that service. Now, NVIDIA has come out and said they are discontinuing the 5070 Ti because there's too much demand and they can't make enough. Again, this is probably bullshit, but they are focusing on stuff for data centers. They don't really care about the end consumer anymore, guys. This is just the way it's going to go. If you are a PC gamer, I'm personally not at this point. I don't envision myself doing that. I use my PC for work and that's it. But if you are a PC gamer, if you want to build your own rig like a lot of us have done in the past, I've built a few myself, I think it's going to be too expensive to do it, guys. Unless you're willing to, you know, put forth this huge investment, which could be upwards of $10,000 or more. And I could see that in the next year or two, guys. Don't kid yourself. The prices of the high-end video cards and RAM is going to be absolutely insane. I don't think the average person is going to be able to afford to do it. If you are doing it, and I would suggest, if it's something that you have on the horizon, start buying your components now. If you still can, I have not checked the prices, but you definitely want to pick up your RAM and GPU before this gets really out of hand, because it is going to get out of hand. Now, a big problem I have with this grandiose idea from Bezos, Microsoft, and all these, where you have this central cloud computing and stuff, and it's your actual information, how it's stored, where it's stored. What if something catastrophic happens? What if your data and everything is stored at, say, a big data center in Kansas or something, and a tornado goes through and wipes the data center out? Like, what happens then? Do you just lose a bunch of shit? I'm sure it's backed up somewhere else. And it's just a scary thought to think that, a natural disaster or something could just wipe out everything. If they plan to centralize it like they're talking, this could be a major concern. So we all know what happens when basic monopolies take over a marketplace. Now, this isn't a true monopoly. There won't be one player, but really you're going to have Microsoft, you'll have Amazon, you'll have Google. It's going to be basically these large companies. They will own basically the entirety of the internet, gaming, and basically be in control of everything. I don't like the idea of this, but it's been going this way for a long time, guys. What happens? A company gets big enough, they can just swallow up its competitors. Take Amazon, for instance, started as an online retailer, started a TV production company, started their own shipping company so they could undercut UPS and the Postal Service. And, and this is what these companies do. They just swallow up competitors, and that's what's going to happen here. There's not going to be much competition. It'll be like a duopoly or something they call it. There's lots of that happens here in Canada, guys. And I can tell you, for my friends that don't live in Canada, if you are paying for telecoms up here in Canada, we get ripped off, cell phone, $70 to $100. Internet, I think our internet here for gigabytes around $100 just for the internet. We are getting ripped off. There's only 2 or 3 major companies that own the infrastructure. They own the backbone of everything. And whatever they set the prices at, everyone's within a few dollars of each other. They definitely collude, and this is what will happen with an instance where you have Microsoft and, like I said, Google, Amazon. They'll all have similar pricing strategies for gaming and just cloud services in general. Okay, so we're going to roll this into rent to own, make payments for the rest of your life, subscriptions out the ass. Car companies are doing it. Cell phone companies have been doing it now because the phones are so expensive. You pay for them monthly. They're too inherently expensive to buy outright. Me personally, I bought a Google Pixel. I think I paid $900 for it, and I paid for it outright. The wife's iPhone just goes on a plan every 2 years, and you get your free upgrade that you're still paying for. This is what's going to happen, guys. An Apple iPhone's probably $2,000. I think that's what they go for here in Canada, maybe more. Probably similar where you are in Europe or the United States. And this is what's going to happen with the gaming industry, guys. I'm telling you right now. You are going to rent to own a PC, or you're going to rent to own a console, and they'll bundle a subscription service in with it, and they'll bundle a cloud service in with it. They're going to get you no matter how hard you try to resist. The only way you're going to get out of it is playing old games from your retro game library. I have a feeling that's where it's going to go. I'm not being all doom and gloom here. I just know how these corporations work, and I think this is what's going to happen to us. We've done it to ourselves. The minute we chose convenience over physical media by going to the store and buying the stuff, you kind of made a choice with your wallet and you could trade your games. Now that everyone just downloads their stuff digitally because they're lazy, we're fucked, dudes. It's over. We're never coming back from this. The next 10 years, there will not be any physical media in Walmart anymore. There won't be any Best Buy. Amazon will quit selling. It's just the way it's going to go. And guys, if you are a gamer, my suggestion to you is hold on to your retro collection, the games you love. I would almost say if you have a preferred console and games that you love, I would stockpile some stuff. I've talked to some friends of the channel. Dean, I'll give you a shout out here. I am going to start packing away way more Xbox 360, Xbox One, Xbox Series X games. That's going to be my goal. I'm not going to focus on Sony stuff, Nintendo stuff. I really don't care about it. But again, if you are a fan of Sony or Nintendo, I would really suggest collecting for the PS4, Xbox One era, 360, PS3, even the PS2 and original Xbox. There's so many good games. You can even get the old cart-based games too, guys. Don't let that hinder you. It's just the cost of these are expensive. They could go up because of this now. Again, the economy's not good. I don't think the retro game market's going to get super crazy. I think there's so many copies of these games out there, you can still get a deal. Again, I'm going to pile up the 360 games and Xbox One, and I'm not going to worry about it too much. Again, it probably is inevitable, guys, but if you can hold off on buying subscriptions, buying rent-to-own schemes, and all this stuff. Just plan ahead and try not to feed into the system. Because if we keep giving away more and more, eventually we won't have anything to give away, and they're going to control every aspect of our lives with these stupid subscriptions and monthly rental models and stuff like that. Don't do it, guys. On that note, I'll get out of here. I know this is sort of a gloom and doom type video, but after hearing Bezos and seeing the way Microsoft is shifting, I don't got a good feeling about this, guys. If you have anything to add to the video, you can let me know. Please like, comment, subscribe, guys. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. I will see you on the next one. Peace.